I just got to get your breakdown, man. Just your analysis. Probably know what's coming. Terence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. Let me know who's going to win this fight, Roy. Who's going to separate themselves in this?
Let me just say it like this. First of all, I have the utmost respect for both fighters. I've watched Bud because I worked at HBO way more than I watched Errol. So Terence, to me, has shown me more capabilities in the boxing ring. He changes up more than any fighter I've seen probably out the fight right now, besides a Lomachenko, a young Lomachenko, and Tyson Fury. Terence Crawford, Tyson Fury, and Lomachenko were probably the three best at changing when they need to change to make an adjustment in a fight. And that's what you call a pound-for-pound guy. Tank is learning and been doing a pretty good job of that as well, and so is Haney. So with that being said, I do like both fighters. I give Terence the edge because of his innate ability to adjust and make adjustments on the fly. But you can't count Errol out because Errol is a big welterweight, and Errol believes and applies nothing but hardcore pressure. Pressure busts pipes. So if you can't deal with that pressure pipe, it could be a problem. But I just have not seen Terence yet in a situation that he didn't figure out how to solve the puzzle they put in front of him. So it'd be hard for me to go against Terence Crawford. But like I said, if there's a formidable enough opponent or a guy who can apply enough pressure to make a change, it will be Errol Spence. Hence why we want to see the fight.
Yeah, I just worry about the work rate of a bigger, longer guy on Crawford, even though, like you mentioned, Crawford's smart enough, I feel, to be able to adjust. But it's like I keep seeing a scenario where, like, if Crawford lands 2, Spence is going to land 5 into the body.
Well, that too, but I don't think Crawford gonna be there to let him land 5. You understand? He had to pin Crawford on the road to land 5, or he had to walk through Crawford's power to pin him on the road to land 5. So can you do that? Because Crawford ain't gonna just sit there and let you hit him on 5 times. Crawford fought a lot of decent fighters himself. You haven't seen no fighter hit Crawford 5 times, none. So that's not gonna happen, not early anyway. Now, if that does happen and he wear him down and that starts happening late, then we have an issue. Then we have a fight, because that's a fight that Errol can win if he can get him tired and get him late in the fight, and then that pressure starts to wear him. That's a fight that Errol can win. But you ain't seen nobody no 4 or 5 times in no early fight. That's not gonna happen.
Would it surprise you at all, Roy, if we see a stoppage in the fight? And who's more likely to get
a
stoppage?
It wouldn't surprise me if Bud stops Errol. It wouldn't surprise me if Errol stopped Bud, because that means, to me, especially if he stopped early. But now if he stopped late, then that means that his power got to him, his size got to him, and he wore him down and stopped late. That's what I would expect from Errol. But if he stopped Bud early, that would definitely surprise the hell out of me. But if Bud stopped him early or late, it wouldn't surprise me.
At the end of the day, Roy, in your opinion, if you had to make a pick, and if I gave you like $100 and like, Roy, here's $100, I want you to bet on who's going to win the fight. Who wins the fight?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's a you pick 'em, but I would definitely bet my money on Bud because I see Bud more. No disrespect to Errol. Errol's a hell of a fighter too. I just haven't seen him show me as much versatility as I've seen Errol show me over the year. But like I said, then again, I wasn't commentating his fights. I was commentating Bud's fights. So,
what'd you think, man? Teofimo Lopez beats Josh Taylor in a fight where he looked very, very solid. What'd you think, Roy?
It's not so much as him looking solid, which he did look solid. He did good, but I think I've seen Teo look a little better than that in a few fights too. So to me, I think that was probably the first move up to 140 fight. But Josh is who didn't look the same. Josh didn't look like what I'm used to seeing Josh look. Josh wasn't as sharp and on point as you normally would see him, and I think he just took the wrong game. He thought that since what's the guy named that Haney just beat Kambosos, he thought since Kambosos went out and made an ugly fight for Lopez and beat him, he thought that would work for him. But Lopez had other issues going on with him with the Kambosos situation. He didn't have those issues this time, so it was different for him. Now maybe he did have them, which maybe why he said he's going to retire. Maybe he did have issues, but he knew how to better deal with them mentally. So he dealt with his issues better mentally, and he was not the same fighter that Kambosos fought when Taylor fought. Taylor was, I think, expecting that same fighter, or thinking that same strategy would work, knowing that strategy did not work, last Saturday night.
Yeah, he said today that he's retiring. I don't know if fans believe him or not, but what'd you make of that news?
I don't know. I mean, some guy, let me tell you something. Boxing is a hard, lonely sport. You understand me? You win by yourself, you lose by yourself. You win, yeah, feel like everybody's there, but the next morning when that room is clear, you by yourself. And nobody cares. They on to what's next. You understand me? When you lose, same thing. They people get away from that night instead of the next morning, and you by yourself. So boxing is a very lonely sport. Now, that being said, you also got to remember there's always going to be a pressure of Teofimo Lopez with having his dad as his trainer, which is the same thing all fighters that had their fathers as trainers, except Lomachenko maybe, go through. You understand me? But Lomachenko is from the Eastern Bloc. They're not from the Western world. The guys in the Western world, they have issues usually with those situations. So we don't know what it may be. You know what I'm saying? It could be that he want to keep it cool with his family and just stop now while he's ahead, or stop while he's on top, or maybe he just had enough, or maybe he has issues that he's not telling us that he has. We don't know what the case may be. There's so many things that it could be. But to see him go out on top, I'm cool with that.
Mm. Yeah, he beat the lineal number one at 140 pounds, Josh Taylor, but we got
twice he's done that. He beat lineal number one at 135, now he did at 140. It's really for him, what else can he prove? Anything else he do is not going to add up to what he's already done. You understand me? So why not stop?
Do you fancy those fights for him, Roy? With Haney and the others at 140? Yep.
Of course I fancy those fights, but like I said, it all depends on what Teal feels and how his body feels. Like I said, when you see a guy say he's gonna retire that early, sometimes something ain't right. You don't know what it is, but sometimes something's not right. So it all depends on how he could be. If he could be the real Teofimo Lopez, then yeah, those fights are very good fights for him. But if he can't be his real self, then no, he shouldn't take it. Because you got to be on your A game to beat these guys every day.
How would a fight between him and Haney go, in your opinion? And given what Haney showed in his fight with Lomachenko and what Teo showed, who would be the favorite in that fight, in your opinion?
I don't know who would be the favorite. I mean, you got to give Teo the favorite because he's a two-time. He beat two pound guys in the weight class that he was in, so he got the edge right now. But that's a very good fight. Devin's on the upright. You understand me? So he's like, that's a very good fight to call. We don't know who wins those fights. You might also look at the fact that Devin beat Kambosos twice, who also beat Teofimo. So you could look at it that way and say Devin's the better fighter, or the guy that should have you up going in. Either way you look at it, either guy can be the favorite, and that's why those type fights make for great fights, because you got two guys who anybody can think the left gonna win, anybody can think the right gonna win. That's what makes for a great fight.
For you though, Teo is number one at 140. This win solidified him as number one because
right now,
yeah,
right now, yes, he's definitely the number 140 right now.
Yeah, because you have
Regis. Devin hasn't fought at 140. Regis has a loss to Taylor, who he just beat. So he's number one at 140 right now.
Yeah, because like I mentioned,
would be a good fight.
Yeah, him and Regis would be a tremendous fight, man. That's a fan-friendly fight.
Yes, sir. Man would love it. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Another good damn fight last weekend was that dang on Haney Munguia
and Derevchenko.
That was
fight of the year.
Fight. Listen,
that was crazy.
Gotta be. And I feel bad for Derevchenko because he always seemed to get the worst of the decisions, because I thought he had a very close fight with Triple G. I wouldn't have been mad if they given him that fight too. I really thought he might have pulled it out on points, but I knew they wanted to see Triple G and Canelo again, so he probably wasn't going to get it. But for boxing, and for boxing fans who say, "Oh, we always don't get this, or we get cheated," you didn't get cheated with that one, because that was one hell of a fight. No matter what you paid for, whether you paid to see that one or not, if you saw that one, you got your money's worth that you lost in the last three.
A lot of fans felt Derevchenko won. Did you think he won?
I mean, I thought it could have went either way. If he would have got dropped in the last round, I probably would have gave it to him. But when he got dropped in the last round, that makes it like a close fight. The guy who gets dropped in the last round probably gonna lose. It's like with the Haney fight. Everybody got so mad about the Haney decision. For me, if you're not the champion, why are you giving him a round off? You take round 12, the last round off. You don't give him no round off. You're not the champion. You got to punish him all night. You give him a round off. You gave people an opportunity to give him a round. And guess what? Had you won that round, we would have had a draw across the board. Had you got a 2-point round that round, you'd have won the fight clearly. Come on, bruh. I mean, it's not rocket science.
Oh man, there's so many ways I can go with that. In your opinion, did Haney beat Loma?
Yeah, in my opinion, he deserved to keep his title. I don't say he beat him because I thought they both did good. The fight could have gone either way, but the champ and a fight that close, you got to leave the champ as champ. To take the belt from the champ, you got to dominate the champ. When you tell me you gave him around 12 off, come on, baby. The man, hard as he pushed you at that press, at that weigh-in, hard as he pushed you, you gave him a round off? Come on, bro. I mean, you know, Lomachenko is my favorite, one of my favorites. He always was one of my favorites. You feel me? But you can't take a round off. You're in championship boxing and you fight a man for his belt. You can't take that round off. I know you may feel like they're your belts because you feel like they gave them to Lopez and you feel like Cambosa took them from Lopez and then he took them from Cambosa. You feel like they're your belts. But when you went into the ring, you were not the guy who they called the champion. Haney was. So you got to go take that.
Yeah, a lot of people have mentioned that that point as well. But you know, the fans there in attendance felt that Lomachenko had won the fight. Though I know it all comes down to the judges.
Let me just say this much.
Yeah.
Max Kellerman had it 115, 115 Lomachenko, right? Which could have agreed with too. But the reason I didn't give, the reason I wasn't mad with the other is because Loma gave up the last round. Loma, how you give up the last round? You just dominated him around 10, and you really dominated him around 11, and you give him back 12? Come on, baby. You went around 12. You went around 12, I'm really mad because they gave it to him at that point. But because you gave him around 12 back, I can't be mad at that. You gave the champ the last round. I can't be mad at that, right? I can't be.
Would you be mad if there was no rematch between them two?
Well, I would and I wouldn't. I would because a fight that's a controversial decision like that, we need an automatic. We ought to have a written thing in the contract that says when a fight is that close and that controversial, the fans deserve to see that again. You understand me? So we ought to have a contract that says we got to run that back, but we don't. And since we don't, we can't force them to fight again. But yes, I definitely would be hurt if I didn't see the rematch. We would like to see what happens.
Well, good stuff, Roy. Hey, man. Big ups to you. Really appreciate you joining me and joining us here. Let us know where everyone can follow you. I know you're doing a bunch of stuff too. Let everybody know and give them a last message.
Just follow me at Real Roy Jones. Y'all know how it goes. The real one's in the house. By the head, back in the studio, putting the heat together. I'm gonna put y'all another EP out shortly with about 5 or 6 songs on it. That thing gonna be hot. Me and some Bullet got back in the lab last night. Oh my goodness. So whatever y'all do, be on the lookout. Go check out that Y'all Must Have Forgot Part 2. It's a few more out there that do it big. It's a couple of them out there that's pretty hot. So, but we in the lab right now, giving y'all some real fire because I know y'all need some real motivating fire. That's my intent. All right, body here in the building. Y'all must have forgot. See y'all soon.
That is Roy Jones Jr. Thank you, Roy. Good seeing you.